people, guys, it's not always just to book an appointment. It might be it's promoting. And promoting is one of the biggest activities that you can do in this business. It's promoting events, promoting webinars on Tuesday nights. It's just reaching out to people, you know. So what I did was I set a goal for myself. It was a pretty hefty goal. I said I'm going to reach out to 100 people, and I'm going to. My goal was to bring 20 guests to a live event. And knowing that this was a big event, I said they're going to be. Not only was it a big event, but it was the last of a handful of events. So I knew that they were going to perfect some things as they went, and it should have been the best night out of all of them. And so I wanted to capitalize on that. And I know for a fact that when we can get our guests in front of other experienced people, people that know us, usually, oftentimes, respond to other people better, right? So I know Tyler Glover down there is finding that out as he's reaching out to total strangers now, and he's having better responses from total strangers on LinkedIn and other platforms. So he's doing what I did. And the way I was able to do it was I told Brian this, I actually opened up my phone and I started backwards, because every time I open my phone, usually I go from A down, right? And I never get past like B or C. So I decided to start backwards this time, okay? I went backwards and I just literally started texting people, saying, you know, reaching out. I wasn't just saying, hey, come to a meeting. I was, I do have a very long, extensive list of people that are kind of, you know, have seen it. Some of them have seen it. Some of them haven't seen it. Some of them kind of know I'm trying to get in touch with them. So I was able to work off of my old list, work off of a new list. And I reached out to, I didn't make my 100. I had 2 days really that I was able to really sit here in my office and concentrate on just hammering them out. But I got 10 people that said yes, they'd be there. Okay, and they were pretty solid yeses as far as I'm concerned. You know, I was on the phone. I said, okay, this is great. You're really doing me a favor. There's actually a contest, you know, for whoever brings the most guests. You know, so whether you see something in this or not, I just appreciate the support. And I kind of used those lines. I was asking people for help. I was throwing out everything I could, because I knew that whether or not they just came there to support me, if they saw value in what we're doing, they'd join. You know, long story short, I had 5 people showed up. Of course, I got all the text messages. Hey, I don't have a sitter. I'm still working. I'm still, you know, whatever it is. And we know that happens, right? But I had 5 people there. And the funny thing is, there was one guy out of the 5 there that I've been after for 4 years to join me in my past venture, to join me in this venture. And the way that I got him was on one of these Saturday morning texts. I simply sent him, this was when we first started, Brian, I had sent him a message saying, hey, you know, I'd really like to get together and hang out. And you know, he does flooring, I do flooring. So we can bounce some ideas off each other, maybe help each other grow our businesses. And I at least got a response from that. And it wasn't negative, it wasn't positive. He's like, I'm super busy, but let's try and make some time in the next couple of weeks. Well, those weeks turned into almost months. You know, it was a couple months actually. And then finally I did a Facebook Live, thanks to Lisa here, talking me off the cliff here. And he responded to my Facebook Live saying, hey, whatever you're doing, I'd like to check it out, you know. And so I follow up, right? Follow-ups, the fortune is in the follow-up. So sometimes these text messages are just meant to follow up with people. So I followed it, and I must have connected with this guy 4 or 5 times. Finally, I got him to a Tuesday meeting. I think it was 2 weeks ago, he came to a Tuesday meeting. And then now by following up one more time throughout my text, you know, to get people to this meeting, I was able to get him to the meeting. And he's the one person that I was after, strongly after, we'll say. I don't want to say that no one else would do better than him or not. You know, we don't judge. We don't prejudge people. But I had my focus. I was laser focused. Brian was able to, at an event like that, Brian was there, support, right? I was able to have Brian go introduce himself to him, and the rest is history. He signed up right then and there. He says, I'm going to go for it. Okay, so that is just the power of texting, guys. And I question anybody. You know, I brought someone in the night before that. You know, Adam Orn brought someone in the night before that. So I question. I'm wondering. Oh, he's on the line. So I'm wondering right now, you know, are we really reaching out properly? Are we hitting enough people? Because it's in numbers, you know. When we sit there and make a goal, are we falling short? Are we shutting the webinar off at 9 o'clock and everybody says, oh, I'm done. Webinar's gone. Whoop, I'm going to do something else. You know, I love the fact that, you know, I sat here, I made a goal, and I said, I'm not going to stop until I have at least 20 guests. Okay, that's what I said. Now, I did not hit that, and we know life gets in the way, and I'm not trying to make an excuse for myself, but I had 10 confirmed, okay, and then I had about another 8 or 9 that were like, I'm going to do my best, I'm going to do my best, you know, not confirmed. So we got to take this more seriously. You know, this is a part-time business, but I can promise you this: if you set the time aside, don't figure yourself out. You know, Lisa, myself, Brian, I know we talked about this recently about being scattered and doing multiple things. You know, many of us here have other businesses, have other jobs, or have things to do. So when we set up time to do this VIV business, dedicate your time to do the business. Don't sit there and rob from yourself, rob from your family, rob from your life that you're trying to create and go do something else, you know. Set the time aside and work the business. You know, this is your business. No one's going to grow it for you. You know, there's plenty of help and support along the way. And we can only help the ones that are showing up and doing the actions, you know. And the funny thing is that when people are actually working the business, they get more attention. They get more help. So I remember when I first started in network marketing 4 years ago, I wanted to be the guy, the upcomer. I wanted to be noticed, okay? And call it crazy. It wasn't about the money, okay? I just didn't want to be in the back of the room all the time. I said, wouldn't it be really great to be up front? I wanted to move myself from the back and slowly just start creeping through the rows and getting up front. I made sure I walked into that room on I don't even know what day it was now, Thursday night. I walked into the room Thursday night. I went right in. I blocked off the second row of chairs so my guests were up front and center. And I made sure that I got these people up front, right? This is a business about bringing your guests to the front, you know, and then slowly as we join this business, guys, is going from sitting on the sidelines to being in front and speaking and becoming a better you. You know, and at the end of the day, you may be terrified to speak. I still get the jitters really bad when I speak in public, and but I know one thing: Eric Worre, all the books, First Year Network Marketing, they all tell us the same thing. The people in the front of the room with the marker make the most money. And at the end of the day, this is a business. And at the end of the day, what changes lives? Well, if we could free up, I know if I could free up my time, I could definitely help more people. So at the end of the day, is it about the money? No, it's not about the money, but we need the money to get the other things that we need. So if you think about, guys, this isn't a game. And if you like games, maybe play it like a game, you know, but take it very seriously. Invite your guests to these events, show up at the events. If they're within driving distance, you know, I'm not asking, this is the beautiful thing about, you know, today's day and age, there's webinars. But every Tuesday night, there's no reason why not one of us here can't have one brand new guest. Okay. Now, when we sit here and say, I want to have 10 people in there, that's a big to do. But if you break it down and just say, I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna focus on one. You know, set the big goal for 10, but then change and you got to have small goals in order to hit those big goals, right? So change it to one person. I am gonna make sure I have one guest there. I don't want to show up by myself. You know, I don't want to be there by myself. And when you get there and you have one guest, you sit there and you pay attention just like it's the first time you've ever done it. Don't be on your phone. Don't be doing, you know what I mean? So that way they show the interest that you're still showing. You know, there's so many things that are coming out, guys, they're gonna just knock your socks off. There's so many things that we can do and diversify and there is not one market that we can't hit. This company can be in any state. It's not just energy. Okay, so you hear a lot of talk about our flagship product. They're all good products, and they just launched more. Does everybody know that they just launched the travel part? You know, that we're going to have a travel component? If you don't know that we're going to have a travel component, it means you're not paying attention. Because I can tell you one thing, I hate finding information out last. That's one thing I don't like doing. So being on these webinars, being on our Tuesday nights, getting on the Monday nights, you know, corporate calls, things like that, it's only going to add value to your business. Wouldn't it be great? Because what happens is it's not so much the information that comes out, but when they come out with new information, what happens? I get excited. And then I go and make a phone call, and that excitement is transferred over to that phone call or that text. I'm like, hey, there's something really cool that just came out. I got to share it with you. And they can feel that. And it's called the laws of attraction, right? So we're excited. We're going to excite other people. They're going to be attracted to what we're doing. Because let me tell you something. Life's pretty boring out there for the average person. I'm not going to lie. Okay? Every single person I talk to has a problem, has this, has that. Right? And we have an answer, okay? Now, this may not be what you know, when we break it down, this may not be their passion. This is not, my passion is not renewables, it's not energy, it's not travel. I don't even like to travel that much. I got 2 young kids. So those aren't my passions. But this is a vehicle, and a really good one, and that's going to help me get to my passions. So I help my guests, I help people understand that. Don't look at this like it has to be your end-all, be-all, but let it be a tool and a vehicle to help you get to those places, right? Open your own business. We have some big plans of buying some commercial properties this year. I already envision this, right? I don't need that money to pay my normal bills that my day job already handles. I need this money to build my portfolio so that way someday I don't need my day job. Does that make sense? So when you're doing these text messages and when you're sending this out, try to share a little bit about what you see in it, you know, what you're doing. Well, there's the guest right here, Pete Baresi, right down there, so showing his face. Wonderful face, yeah, fellow flooring guy. You know, he's the lucky one that was at that meeting, right? And we just have a chance now, guys, to not only change our own lives, right? At the end of the day, what feels better than changing your own life? It's changing someone else's life, right? It's reaching out and helping somebody else. Now, Pete does very well. It's not a money thing. It's not a money reason why he's here. He makes plenty of money. It's the fact that he owns his own business, and he doesn't have enough time for himself. He's a slave to his business. He's in the same, we deal with subs, we deal with contractors, we deal with people that don't want to pay sometimes, we deal with all the, right? So why not build a little piece of an empire on the side and you know, this business can pay us way more than what we make in our core businesses. It really can. And when you think about it, if I had $1 for every single floor that I put in, I'd be a rich man. Yeah. So why not share this with every single one of my customers, right? I don't know what jobs everybody has here, but I'm making flyers. We're going to get some stuff approved from corporate. There won't be one customer that doesn't walk into my store that doesn't get a flyer on autopilot and how to save some money, guaranteed. Because it's such a no-brainer. When explained properly, guys, this is a no-brainer. Okay? So whether we're getting customers and sending text messages out, don't just fire stuff that you're unsure of. Run it by one of us. Send it to us first, and we'll look at it. Sometimes we tweak things. You know, Sherry's, you know, finally now, Sherry, she sends me a text, and she says, hey, could you look this over? And we look it over. We massage things occasionally, and then we send it. And then we get better responses. And it's like the same thing with me. Sometimes I get unsure of myself. I ask Brian or Kenny, I say, hey, guys, I want to send this out, but you know, because sometimes when we know someone directly or we're involved with someone directly, we really, maybe we're too shy or maybe we just say it the wrong way or we're too nice about it. Sometimes you just got to ask somebody, hey, if I could show you a way to save some money on your energy bill and it's not an energy company, would you give me 5 minutes just to hear me out? That's it. What's wrong with asking? I'm going to get a yes or a no right then and there, right? And that's all we're trying to do is get a yes or no. And then we lead them into the, you know, into the rest and follow the process. You know what I mean? Make sense? I don't want to sit here. I think there could have been more people at the meeting. I'm not going to lie. It was great to see everybody that came out. I am excited about what's happening. It is launching Monday, guys, so there's no excuses for us to really not put the hammer down. Remember, when we run fast, make a plan. If you don't have the time this week, set a goal for yourself to do a certain amount of work. They call it a blitz. They call it a 90-day blitz, a 60-day blitz, a 30-day blitz. Because most of the growth in this business, guys, you're going to find out it's going to happen in 10% of the time. Okay, I think that's the number that they give you. So you're gonna work real hard, real fast for a short. It's like sprinting. You can't sprint forever. You get burnt out and tired, right? So we got to run real fast for a week, and then maybe take a week off. Maybe run for a month. You're trying to hit a certain rank, and then take some time off. And I mean time off as in do some small activities, continue to build your list, continue to meet new people, continue to jump on and plug in and learn a little bit about the business. But the one thing that we can never stop doing is basically prospecting, right? If you don't bring new life into this business, you won't have a business. I promise you. The new life is what excites you also, right? So seeing Peter here is not just exciting for him. I'm excited. And now I'm like, okay, I'm going to help Peter build a business. I'm going to show him how to build a business. We're going to build it together. We're going to show him success. Why? Because if we can show people success early on, they're going to stay. They're going to help. They're going to understand the process, right? So take it very seriously. And today, concentrate on really trying to get an appointment. Get a face-to-face if they're close enough. Get it over Zoom if you're comfortable with Zoom, or just we'll get them to get someone to just give you 30 minutes. We'll send them a video and get them on freeway. It's so, if you haven't done that product, there's many people here that I have not taken a three-way call for. I can promise you one thing, that they work. Alan, I know you've had you've had a bunch of appointments. I've heard them, and I keep telling you, hey, use me. I'm here for you, right? Because if you're not calling us, we don't even know you're working. Everybody could be saying, oh, I got an appointment here, I got an appointment there, but if you're new to this business and new to the profession, you're not really working if you're out there trying to do it yourself. You go out there and try to show all your friends and family this business by yourself, and they're going to think they need to become experts in order to do the same thing, and it's not duplicatable. So we're here to serve you guys and to help you guys, but you got to help yourself first. So I'm excited about what's coming, and I am serious as a heart attack, man. Getting down to business and building this team as fast as we can. So that's really my piece, Brian.
Yeah, man, we got a couple of questions. Cindy Hubbard said, will you please share what you're sending out to strangers that's working?
Complete strangers, I haven't even really, unless I make them my warm market, I really don't. I still have a pretty long list of people that I know, so they're not complete strangers, but I will definitely, I'll post a couple of things up here.
Yeah, I mean, Matt had a good point. This is relationship marketing, so we don't really pitch to strangers. What we do with strangers is we make them friends, right? We make them non-strangers. And the way to do that is there's a lot of ways to do it, but it's more about asking them about themselves. If you're on a bus ride or a plane or you meet somebody at a store, it's more about asking them questions about themselves. Hey, where are you from? What do you do? What do you do for work? Do you have kids? You start a conversation, and you be more interested, right, than interesting. Be more interested in them than trying to be like, oh, I do this, and this. And I had to learn this, guys, in a big way. So we don't really just reach out to strangers per se. I mean, except for social media. And here's the benefit, guys. If you come to these Saturday morning trainings, we had a couple of weeks ago, Lisa took about 45 minutes and took us all to school on how to connect with strangers on social media, right? And there's over 2 billion people on Facebook. So there is no such thing as if somebody says, I don't have a warm market or I don't have leads. Well, number one, they're not showing up for Saturday mornings. But number two, we can show you how to do that. And that's the importance of committing to these Saturday morning trainings. We record them as well, but for me, it's absolutely critical to be on these. I'm always on them. I learn, right? And so what we do is we learn to be professional networkers. We learn to make strangers friends. That's really what we're doing. Now, once we've broken the ice and we've established a little bit of rapport, we can say, hey, listen, I see you're in real estate. I'm not sure if it'd be a fit, but I have a business idea I'd like to run by you. You seem really sharp at this. Would you be open to grabbing a coffee and chatting? So you link it to other things. So what we're going to do here, guys, now is we're going to spend the next 30 minutes, 35 minutes together helping you reach out and build your business, right? Tex Blitz training. So for those of you who are new, I'm going to go through something real quick on how to categorize every single person in your phone, right? So what happens with brand new distributors, we open up our phone and we start to look at it and say, well, that person, it wouldn't be for them. Well, she's too busy. I haven't talked to her in 10 years. Well, that's my brother. We start to disqualify everybody and we never send an invite to anybody, right? And I'm sure this resonates with some of you guys. So the first thing you got to do is shift your thinking. We got to get over your own paradigm about reaching out to people with what we're offering. So guys, every single person in your phone, Facebook, LinkedIn, people you haven't seen in 40 years, they fall into one of three categories, right? Like an A, B, C. Now, somebody that falls into the A category, and Peter, this will be good for you because you haven't heard this. Anybody that falls into an A category is basically people that look up to you. People that you're either older than or you're at a higher economic standard than, but for whatever reason, we all have some people that look up to us. And these people, we can pretty much tell them we have something we want to run by them. They're going to show up, right? So let's say Peter and I went to school or whatever it is. For whatever reason, maybe he looks up to me in business or something. I'd be like, hey, Pete, what's up, man? This is what my text would say. Hey, Pete, what's up, man? Right? ... space. I text like a conversation. Listen, I see on Facebook you're still in flooring. I got a business idea I want to run by you. Love to catch up. Let's grab a coffee or let's get on a phone call. I'd pretty much tell him. I wouldn't ask him. I would tell him because for whatever reason he looks up to me, right? So make sure when you're texting, and this is why we get on these calls, is because there's a visual and auditory flow even to texting, this copywriting. What you say matters. How you say it matters. How you form it in the text, right? If you form a block text like this, string it all together, nobody's reading it. They scan the first couple lines, it's too much, and they go on. This is just what people do. So you need to have visual flow to it. It's a little phrase, and that catches their attention. Then the next one, and it catches their attention. So that's what we're coaching here. And we're going to work with you guys. Right? We're going to help you with what to say. So we all have a group of people that look up to us, the A category. The B category, right? This is your biggest group of people. This is like peers. Everybody here is mostly in the B category. I might reach out to Alan, and him and I might not have chatted in a while. However we know each other doesn't really matter. But I'm more about asking, I don't want to say asking permission, but I'm sort of, I guess it's asking permission. I'd be like, hey, Alan, what's happening, man? It's been a long time. Listen, I have a business idea I want to run by you. I'm not sure if it would be a fit or not. That's the key phrase, right? So, hey, Alan, what's happening, brother? Speak however you speak, right? And then space. Listen, I see on Facebook you're doing X, or are you still in construction? Or since I know that if you know they're in construction, it's like, I thought of you because you're in construction. Space. I have a business idea I'd like to run by you. Space. Not sure if it'd be a fit or not. That statement right there, I'm not sure if it would be a fit or not, for your peer group is a very good statement. It lowers the walls psychologically of them thinking you're trying to get them into something. This is how people operate. This is how their minds work. So when you put that little phrase in there, it lowers the walls. I'm not sure if this would be a fit, but I got a business idea I want to run by you. I mean, that's pretty harmless, right? I thought of you because you're in construction. I thought of you because you're a stay-at-home mom. I thought of you because you're 18, you just graduated college. I thought of you because you're 65 and you're retiring, right? We can apply this to literally every single person on the planet. And if it's your 95-year-old grandmother, then this is a customer invite, probably not a business invite, right? But almost everybody in some way, shape, or form we can reach out to. So that's the B category, guys. Now the C category, the chicken list, right? These are people that we look up to. These are people that you are probably petrified of reaching out to. They're your bosses, people at high statures, big business owners, lawyers, doctors. For whatever reason, psychologically, you have a paradigm about approaching them with network marketing. Trust me when I tell you this, it's your own paradigm. It has nothing to do with the reality of the business, right? People, we have 100 millionaires in network marketing. It's over a $200 billion global business worldwide, right? We're part of one of the biggest industries on the planet. So trust me when I tell you, it's your own fears and paradigms. It's not the reality of what we're approaching people with. But we get it in our head that they're going to react a certain way, say a certain thing. And guess what? When you get that in your head and you reach out to somebody, you're actually projecting the way they're probably going to react. And there's a lot of science behind that. But anyway, so your chicken list, this is how you approach your chicken list. You approach them with a business idea that you want to get their opinion on, right? I might say, hey, Kenny, listen, I really respect the fact that you have a car wash and apartment buildings and you run a dental office. You're an entrepreneur. I have a business idea that I want to run by you. It's probably not for you, but I'd love to get your professional opinion on it. And be sincere about it. Listen, if you're approaching somebody worth $100 million, it's probably not for them. This is an honest statement. You do want their business opinion. You want them to see what you're doing because maybe you know somebody that would like to work with me. Maybe you know somebody that's a property manager, right? Maybe you know somebody that's a realtor. But I want you to see what I'm doing so you feel comfortable referring me to your network. I would really appreciate your time. Can we grab a coffee? Can we get on a Zoom meeting? That's how you approach your chicken list. Right now, when you're approaching your chicken list and you text something like that, this probably wouldn't be for you, but I'd value your opinion. Psychologically, they're saying, if they're an entrepreneur, they say, well, why wouldn't it be for me? At least that flashes in their mind. So you'll find sometimes that we actually attract those people into our business, that approach. So that's really everybody in your phone books now. There's no reason you can't just start with A or Z, like Matt said. That's probably a good thing to do today, guys. Start with Z and work backwards today. All of us, right? And what we're going to do is start text blitzing. And what we're here for is to help you craft the text, right? So I want everybody here, open up your phone, open up your list, whatever you're doing. We're going to spend the next 30 minutes. I want you to reach out to at least 30 people here together today. Whether we can do it in the next 30 minutes or not, but I don't want you to stop until you've reached at least 30 people sending out an invite. Now, this is really a simple thing to do, right? We're just pushing buttons and hitting send, right? This is the core activity we do. We invite people, whether it's a customer or a business partner. Now, I'm gonna personally spend a lot of time today inviting customers, right? We need customers. So I'm gonna reach out to people, like somebody like Kenny. I'd be like, hey man, what's happening, brother? Listen, I'm reaching out to friends and family looking for a little help, right? So when I'm looking for customers, I say that a lot. I'm reaching out looking for some help. Would it be okay, that's a key phrase, would it be okay if I stop by for 15 minutes one night this week or over the weekend? I'd really appreciate your opinion on this. All right, so when you say you're looking, this is your warm market. This is not strangers. This is your aunts, uncles, friends, relatives, family. These are the customers. You don't need to get into cold market customer inviting for a long time. Probably when you're a partner or above and you've exhausted some of your warm market, So that's what I'm going to do. Now, guys, on the commercial side of this, we have a lot of you guys hitting commercial, which is awesome. If you know anybody, including yourselves, if you work at a company or if you know anybody that does, or any type of a commercial business, you can reach out with something like this. Kenny Haywood did an amazing job the other day. He wrote, and we can get you guys this too, he wrote an amazing either text or an email that he sent to his boss, which is clearly a chicken list, right? Clearly a chicken list. And he really just thanked them for the opportunity that they gave him to be working there for the past 10 years. And I have a way of giving back. I have a friend who's an energy expert. He goes around to companies. They drastically reduce energy costs for corporations. Right? I'm not sure if it'd be a fit, but I can probably get you on the phone for a 15-minute call, something like that. So any single one of you, what you want to do is defer yourself. You're not the energy expert. Myself, Matt, Kenny, right? Kenny Haywood, all of us, bring us in. Let them know you know somebody that's an energy expert. All they do is go around to corporations lowering their utility costs. And you get us in, right? That's it. Oh, so he posted the letter here. Check this out. Look in your chat column. If you don't have your chat going, you can see what Kenny wrote in an email to his boss, his chickenless boss, right? Right. And now Kenny got me his information, and we're working this deal. I just got to jump on the phone with this guy and get in there. So, right, I'm looking for ways to give back. So check that out. So guys, let's do this. I want to open up your phones if you're not texting, and just start texting people. And start with Z and work backwards. And when you're looking at somebody, the only decision I want you to make is it either customer or business first, right? Is if it's your, if it's your beer drinking buddy from high school that's lazy, that has no interest in doing a business, that's a customer. And then talk to them like you talk to them. Hey, brother, what's happening, man? Listen, I'm looking for a little help. I got something I want to run by you. Let's grab a beer, and then make an appointment. Something like that, So guys, I'm going to start texting myself. If you have a question on what to say to somebody, just unmute yourself and feel free to ask. You're going to help the group too. If you're stuck, it's going to help the group to see what we're texting. And the good thing here, guys, too, every week on Saturdays, I love it. We're at 34 people. It's growing every week. If you're working your business, right, this will keep growing. If we're all working our business, we're going to keep bringing our new people here on Saturday mornings. And watch what happens to your business if you do this for 52 weeks straight. You won't even recognize your income, yourself, your growth. If you can just commit to Saturday mornings for 52 weeks and bring your team, you'll see a lot of cool things happening. So,
how's it going, Brian?
Hey, what's up, Adam? How you doing?
Good. So I've been actually texting for about a half an hour before the meeting even started because I wanted to hear what you guys had to say. And I started getting replies back. So some names that I'm going to call are going to ring a bell. Tuesday night, Matt was talking about there's no reason why we shouldn't have at least one new guest every single week. So Chad Hoover and his husband are going to be on the webinar Tuesday. Megan Baldwin's going to be on the webinar Tuesday. Barbara Baldwin's going to be on the webinar Tuesday. And so is Rob Ackerman. So I've got 4 people that I reached out to this morning and told them I needed them live.
Adam, what's stopping you from doing one-on-one with them? Why wait till Tuesday? We have so much time between now and Tuesday. The price is going to be $200. Success loves speed, and I'm not saying that to if you're totally booked and you have no time to send them a video at the time of a 30-minute appointment, that's fine. But to me, when I get someone that's interested in allowing me to see, I jump on that, man. I capitalize on that. I say, and I ask them, how soon do you have 30 minutes for me to share this with you? Because it shows a little bit of sense of urgency, but it's very polite way of saying, hey, you got to see this quicker. How soon do you think you have 30 minutes? I'd like to share something with you. Or I just launched my new business, and then make that appointment. Don't send them anything. We're not going to send them any videos. We're not going to do anything. You're going to set the appointment first, and then you're going to tell them how it goes. Right? You're the professional, right? So you can say, great. Well, tomorrow at 7 o'clock, when you said that you had time, I'm going to reach out to you 5 minutes before. Make sure you're still good and ready. And if you're ready, I'm going to send you a video. I'm going to stay on the phone while it starts playing. Then I'm going to call you back 15 minutes later if it's a 12-minute video. I'm going to call you back in 15 minutes with my business partner. And when I say this to people, a lot of the time, if you just say it like that, they're going to say, "Whoa, wait a minute. What's this business?" Listen, I want to get you on the phone with I want to take this one step further. I want to get you on the phone with my business partner because I'm brand new in this. We can ask them anything you want. It's not a sales pitch. They're basically just going to ask you, what did you like best about what you just saw? Because that's literally what we say. You know what I mean? We're going to start it off on a good conversation. We're not sitting here trying to talk anybody into doing anything they don't want to do. We just want to properly answer their questions and get them all the information so they can make the best decision for them and their families. So I say there's no time like today. I'd love to take 2 calls since you did that, I think you could turn at least 2 people today, Adam, into a, I'm going to challenge you right now. I'd like to take 2 calls for you today.
I guarantee I can, that Chad will be able, because he has a little girl that he has to wait Saturday until he's got her. So I know he'd be open to watching something right now. I mean, I could call right now and say, hey, you know what, instead of wait till Tuesday, why don't you see this now?
Yeah. Hey, Adam, I just put on to cut you off, but I just put a 12-minute video that we did in the chat box for you guys. It's a short version of the business presentation. It'll pique interest. And that's the thing you want to, for now, that's the thing you want to watch, you know?
Right. Yeah, that's perfect because the 30-minute one it's a little drawn out.
Yeah, this was 12 minutes. 12 minutes. It hits pretty hard, pretty fast. Little compensation, piques interest. So what you do, now I would even take it a step further. If you get on the phone, so listen, I can send you something right now. I would stay on the phone with them as they watch it. It's only 12 minutes.
Okay.
That's what I used to do. I still do. And I'm of the same
Yeah.
opinion as Matt. Now, we have Tuesday nights. We have the webinars, right? Personally, I use that as a second or a third exposure. Every single person that I personally recruit, and what I did the past 4 years, like I said, not rocket science, but what made me the top recruiter in the whole company was one-on-ones. I didn't use, you guys can, and it's okay, especially if you're new, but I didn't use the Tuesday nights as a first exposure. I booked appointments on Saturdays. What you're doing here is what I did to make me the top recruiter. I sat down on Saturdays for an hour, and I texted people until I had 3 to 5 appointments for the week. And I did that for 3 years straight. It's not hard to do. It's about a 5-hour-a-week business model. And I would go have coffee, or I'd go to the person's house, and I would face-to-face. I would either show them a 12-minute video, right, when I was new. When I got better, I started to do a little slide deck presentation myself. And then I would physically call somebody like Matt or Eric Fromm, or, right, I would call my upline, and I would get, but it was face-to-face. Your success ratios will go way up if you're getting skin-to-skin, face-to-face, or even on Zoom, you know?
Okay.
So the meetings that we have, the Tuesday nights, is kind of like, in my opinion, it's a second exposure. It can be a first, but Matt had a good point. If we're waiting all week long to expose somebody to a Tuesday, as opposed to every single day getting in front of people one-on-one and then using Tuesday as a second exposure, your success ratios will go way through the roof. If you start to get comfortable pressing play, that's all we're doing. Hey, man, I got something I want to show you. Press play. Right? And then call one of us. So,
well, then I'm going to take I'll take it a little step. I'll take it a little step further because I am meeting with a customer this morning to help them go pick out some stuff, and I will pull the video up and say, here's something I'd like you to see, and play it for them.
Awesome, guys.
Hey, Brian, I just have 2 quick things. One, another feature, there's Zoom, obviously, but I did a couple of video chats yesterday on Facebook Messenger because I didn't have their phone numbers.
Yeah.
I called them, and we did video chat, and that was pretty fun just to start a conversation. Sorry, but I have to have Russ share really fast what he did yesterday with a complete stranger in the store.
Sure.
So, go ahead.
Hey, guys and gals. Yep, I don't usually talk to strangers, but when I do, it's on my way home from work. I had a stop to make quick, and it was in the electronics section of a store. Oh, go ahead. And it was quick. You know, I don't have the time. I'm busy with my construction business. This guy helped me. He's probably in his 20s. And after he was done, I said, listen, really appreciate your helping me out. I'm pretty simple when it comes to technology. Is this your bread and butter right here, this section of the store? And he said, yes. So I says, I'll tell you, I'm in the masonry business, construction, but if you were doing what I'm doing at home or what my wife's involved in, you would crush it. Doesn't mean it's for you, but if you're open to some information, my wife could share it with you. Do you have a cell phone or something? We could do it. You don't have to go anywhere to see this. And he was writing his number down on the back of my receipt. So it's that quick. You know, some of the best people we're going to have in our business are people we haven't met yet. Are we an elite company right now with the Bryans and Matts and Kennys and stuff? Absolutely. But we got to keep meeting new people. You know, there's some powder keg out there dying for product service opportunity, you know, a side hustle or something. It could be that guy in electronics. You never know. So I'm just saying, fuse it in to your the regular part of your day. Talk to strangers. That's it.
Yeah, that's great. Great advice. Matt's become a master at that. So you can, if you guys start to study the books and the trainings, and the things that we recommend over the next 12 months, you will become professional networkers. You will learn, your walls will come down. You'll learn to bump into people, strike up a conversation. Next thing you know, you're best friends and you're chatting about your kids. So if you continue to show up on Saturdays, if you continue to, read the books and stuff that we recommend, stuff like that, and train yourself, it's the next evolution. So if you're brand new, this is the first evolution, right? Texting and reaching out to, contacting, inviting all the people that you already know. The next evolution is to increase your awareness in professional networking, because once you do that, the entire earth is your warm market. Like, you get to the point where it's I just don't have time to go through all the leads that we have, So it's important that as we work together here, that we educate ourselves. Eric Worre's GoPro, Lisa's doing some tremendous things with the Rank Makers, right? Ray Higdon's group, and just continue to educate yourself. So guys, let's keep hitting our phones here, right? What I want you to do, again, let's get to at least 30 texts. Oh, hey, here we go. We got a special guest popping on here, guys. We got none other than our fearless leader, Cami Bamey, jumped on just to chat. There she is. How you doing, Cami?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Doing awesome. We got a team of crazy people from all over New England. I think we got 4 or 5 states represented.
That's so cool.
We're just text blitzing, right? We're coaching each other what to say, how to say it, getting out of the comfort zone, and I appreciate your time jumping on. So feel free to congratulate all these amazing people.
That is so great. I tell you, the people who are up on a Saturday morning working their business are the people that are going to be amazing at this. Just a minute. The volume level has changed. Baby girl, can you please turn it down a tiny bit? No. That's Emerson live. So can you say hi? Can you say hi to everybody? Oh, awesome. I asked her if she could turn the volume down. She said she'd rather just turn it up. So anyway, I just think that the people who are getting up on a Saturday morning and working the business, you guys are the ones that are going to just do amazing. It's funny. My dad used to wake us up at like ridiculous hours of the day, and he would tell us that he'd wake us up at like 4 a.m. to go on a hike sometimes, and he'd tell us that we had to hurry and get up so we could beat the sun. And I remember we'd be up and back from a mountain and sitting at breakfast at a diner, and everybody else is talking about what an early morning it is because they just woke up and they were at the diner. So we always learned to use the most of the day. So I congratulate every single one of you guys for getting up and using your Saturday and your extra time working toward your dream. That really says a lot about your passion, your commitment, and what you're doing in this business. It's awesome.
I appreciate you jumping on. I just asked Amanda to turn her camera on because I want you guys to see. I mean, Amanda's text blitzing with a little beautiful baby who's right in the screen, right? But that's what we do. I mean, I know Lisa and Russ's kids are running around just completely trashing the house as they build their business. Like you can be bouncing a kid on your knee and text blitzing people,
Exactly.
Obviously, Cami's a mom. She's got her family, but she's on, she's here with us, working her business on a bigger scale, right? So we can all do this, guys, and that's why I wanted Amanda to show her video there.
I want to see where's the baby.
She's front and center. I don't know if you can see the Hollywood.
Can I see all the videos? I can see you.
Oh, go to a grid screen. There's a different view on Zoom where you can see everybody.
Yeah, I can do that on my computer. I'm on my phone. I've never done it on my phone. Oh, here we go. I just scroll. Oh, look, there you all are. Nice. Now I can see everybody. There's Chris. There's Matt. Let's see. There's Ken. There's Joe. There's Kathy. Oh, this is awesome. There's Eric. There's Lou. There's Maurice. Oh, this is so cool. There's Barbara. There's Lisa and Russ. There's Corey. Oh, very cool. Alan, Brad, Chris. I didn't know you could scroll on a phone like this. This is cool.
Yeah,
Steve, Pete, Sherry. My goodness, you guys have a huge crew here. There she is with the beautiful baby. Hi, Amanda. How are you? And Jovan and Lou. I can't see you. Lou's not showing his video. Oh, this is awesome, man. There's like screen under screen. Jen and Ken and Adam and Will and Kyle. Wow, you guys have a crew. This is awesome.
Yeah, one of the things I was highlighting, and what we're doing with everybody building their teams, right? We've got about 35 people on. We're going to send about at least 30 invites apiece. So quick math, that's over 1,000 invites in an hour, right? This is leverage. And this is where we're coaching and training. So Cam, I know you're busy, but what would be your one nugget or one piece of advice as we go forward for the next 12 months in this business with these guys? Oh, I think you muted out.
There we go. Am I back?
Yep, you're back.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was going to say there's so many nuggets, but the one thing that I would just say is remember the decision that you've made. Oh, now I've got my dog. He wants to snuggle. Hey, Joan, say hi. Yep, this is my life on a Saturday. But one nugget I would say is just remember the decision that you've made, because sometimes people accomplish incredible things. Maybe it's climbing a major peak. Maybe it's losing a lot of weight. Maybe it's getting on a track to a healthy life. Maybe it's building a huge business. And the question people always want to know is, how did you do it, right? And there's a ton of tactics. Well, I got up on Saturdays and I did a Tex Blitzing call, or I made it to every meeting that my company had, or I learned and I watched all the webinars. But I think there's really only one answer to that question. Regardless of what it is you've accomplished. And I think it's simple. It's, I decided to. And quite honestly, once you've made that decision, that's all that matters. It's, I'm going to do this thing, whatever that is. If it's build a successful business in VIV, if it's, and that's your goal that you guys have all decided. So just remember that decision, because from here on out, I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's simple, because it's just the how. Now it's just learning from leaders like Brian. It's attending the trainings. It's helping each other. It's coaching each other. And those are just the steps. But you've already done the thing that matters most, which is you've decided to build this business for yourself. And you've made that decision. And for me, I know, the decisions I've made, committing myself to this business, committing myself to this vision of helping millions of people live their lives better. And now that decision's made, the rest is just the how. The rest is just the steps that it takes, the work that it takes, the sweat, the tears, the grit, the late nights, the early mornings, the weekends. That's just the how. But the decision was made months ago. And once that decision was made, it was locked in concrete stone. And this is my goal and this is my vision. That's where I'm driving. So I would just encourage each and every one of you to do the same. You've made the decision, remember it, lock it in, and just figure out the how.
Now, those are great words. We call that surrendering to the process, right? Once you make a decision, right? The word decision, the Latin root is from desire, which is to cut off. It means to cut off all other possibilities, decision, right? So once you guys made a decision, now you want to surrender to the process. When you do that, it's so freeing, because then you invoke another thing called faith, right? And faith is knowing. Faith is not hoping or wondering. Faith is something that you know will happen at the core of your body, giving a certain amount of time. That's what we're doing. So again, show up for Tuesdays, Tuesday night webinars, show up for Saturday trainings, go to the events, keep reaching out to people. And the only variable becomes time. It's not an if, it's a function of time. So Cami, thanks for showing up. I appreciate your time. We're going to get back after it here.
All right.
We have a minimum goal of 30 people each to text. And I appreciate the kind words and I appreciate your time.
That's awesome. Thanks, everybody. And we will see you on Monday for Go Live Day. We've got our noon Facebook Live webinar. That one's on our Facebook public page. So just VIV or VIV Network, and then 6 o'clock training, walking all through your virtual office and your reports and everything. So have a great Saturday. Have a great weekend. We'll see you guys on Monday. Thank you so much, Brian. Really appreciate your time.
No, thanks, Cami. Thank you. Thanks for your time, and have fun with your family today.
I will. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.
All right, guys. You heard it. We made a decision, right? So let's get after it. We'll spend the next 10 minutes or so. And guys, even when we log off the webinar, I want you to keep building your business, right? Get to 30. Obviously, I can't, I'm not at your house. I can't see what you're doing. But commit to yourself to get to 30, at least 30 invites. I'm going to keep doing the same thing. I haven't been texting. I've been talking. So even when we get off the call, I'm going to keep texting at least 30 invites, or at least until I have 5 appointments is the thing. And you got to think about this. So I'm making appointments, but I'm going to be in Toronto all next week, which means I will be doing Zoom meetings, showing people the business, getting people in my business, getting customers, right? So it's a digital business. Does anybody have any questions on what to say to invite anybody, like a ABC list or a customer?
Hey, Brian, I'll run mine by, I had a job fair where I attended this week with for veterans. So I drafted this, and I was listening to what you were saying, so we're trying to use some of the same verbiage. It was nice meeting you at the Hudson Valley Veterans Job Fair. You mentioned you're open to exploring another avenue of making income part-time. I have a new business that's launching next week. I'm not sure if it'd be a good fit or not, but I would like to show you a business presentation. You have time this weekend to take a look.
I would cut it down a little bit. You said the word business a couple of times. Business presentation. I wouldn't use the word presentation.
Okay.
I would take all of that and bring it way down to just say, I have a business idea I want to run by you.
Okay.
Presentation, it sounds like network marketing.
Okay, got it.
Plus, it sounds long. It just subconsciously sounds long. Like, oh boy, I got to sit in front of a presentation. I want to grab a couple minutes, is what you want to say. Can we grab a couple minutes? I got a business idea I want to run by you.
And you're still going to do the Tuesday night
Absolutely.
presentation? Okay.
Yeah, we're actually going to start shifting. It's going to be me revolving with Matt, revolving with Lisa, and I hear it's going to be revolving with the Haywoods as well, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to start shifting who presents, so it's not just me blabbing every week, you know?
Yeah, because I met with the lady yesterday who was actually at one of the fairs too. We actually sat down at a diner, and I showed her the ShareViv website, shareviv.com. And because of, I showed her, I think it was Jenna's presentation, but she wanted to have more. So I said, well, she was interested. She already printed out stuff about it. So this is another thing. People will, the minute they know the name, they're going to Google it and look up everything they can find. And Viv's fairly new, so there's not a lot of negative out there yet. But
I mean, I would never even tell anybody what the name of the company was on a tech. When I'm sitting with somebody, they don't even know what the business idea is. I don't say energy, water. I don't say anything about anything. I just have a business idea I want to run by you. Mm-hmm. If they try to pull it out of me on the text, I don't let them. That's my choice to let them, right? Well, what's it all about? It's like, you know what? I'd really rather catch up, grab a beer, get on the phone. It's gonna get lost in translation if I try to text you bits and pieces. Mm-hmm. Right? So I don't ever let any information out that I don't want them to have. Because as soon as you leak one little thing, VIV, energy, water, they're just going to start assuming everything, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome, brother.
I have a question.
Sure.
I'm a little ignorant, I guess, of this.
We all are.
of this specific job title, property management.
Yeah.
I don't really know what that means. I mean, I kind of do, but
you came across somebody that's a property manager?
Yeah. And
what that means is every condominium association, every block of apartments, people that own real estate, like bulk real estate, they hire property managers to do the leasing, the getting of tenants, the snow removal. So a property manager is an amazing contact because they're controlling the energy of all the common areas in subdivisions or developments. And they will also have access to the board of trustees in the condominium complex that could post, right? If you use the right language, they could post something about an energy discount or something in the common areas, or they could put it in the monthly newsletter. So they're able to give you some of the energy, and they're able to give you access to all the people under their management.
How do I approach that then? Because it's actually a good friend of mine, but we don't.
Oh, geez, that's easy.
Regular, so I don't know.
No, just don't do it yourself. Just say, listen, I got to get you to chat with one of my business partners. That's it. Me, Matt, Kenny. Let us answer that one.
Okay.
One of my buddies is in high-end real estate. My business partner, energy expert, whatever you want to say, but try to defer explaining it.
Okay.
It's one of your best friends. Just have you get on the phone with Matt or myself, something.
All right. Yay. And that conversation started over his child's soccer game today.
Yeah, that's how it works, right?
Beautiful.
Hey, Peter Barissi was asking me, what do we text? I'm going to send you guys all again the template texting script Word document I created. So Pete, I'm gonna hit your email. I think I have your email. Yeah, I do. I'm gonna hit your email with I did a generic text for ABC people. So I'll send you guys that again. But I would say a generic text, if you want to write this down, is just to say, hey, so-and-so, and then space. And what you want to do is relate this invite to what they're doing. This works for me a lot. I see that you're still in real estate, or listen, because you're a realtor, or let me scratch that. I thought of you because you're in real estate, right? I said, listen, ... And I would type that, listen, ... I have a business idea I want to run by you, and then space. You know what? Let me type in the chat. Let me do a kind of a generic one.
Matt Payne, everybody.
Whoever that was, you're breaking up.
Brian, it's Adam.
Yeah, I'm here. What's up?
So I have a meeting over the phone with Chad at 12, and I'm going right to somebody else's house who you might actually remember, Katrina D'Agostino.
Okay. Yeah, I'm available.
All right, cool. You said you wanted to take 2 calls today, so you got it today, buddy.
Good. I have a meeting with Brian at 1. No, 11 to 1. Brian, what are we doing?
We can push that out a little bit. You want to meet at more like, you want to meet at noon?
What time are you going to do this, Adam?
Chad said he was available between 11:30 and 12:30 when his daughter's taking a nap. And
Why don't you hit that first, and then you and I can connect.
Yeah, or I'll just take the call while we're on. So yeah, just do it. Anytime, Adam.
All right, brother.
Look at that. See how simple you just made that look? Now I expect that almost every day. I'm going to call you in the morning and be like, I bet you can't get 3 today.
Yeah, I like it when someone tells me I can't do something. That actually motivates me a little bit more to do it, just to prove them wrong.
So I'm starting to type in some chats here. Let me finish up before anybody chimes in. And this chat won't let me do the breaks. So I would say, hey, name, and I would space it. It's not letting me do that. I'm reaching out because you're in real estate and I have a business idea I want to run by you. I'm reaching out because you're running a daycare and I have a business idea I want to run by you. Not sure if it'd be a fit or not, but it's worth checking out. Be okay. So there's different parts to this, right? So I'm not sure if it'd be a fit or not, but it's worth checking out. Would it be okay if we grabbed a coffee one night this week or over the weekend? So what I'm doing there is sometime in the next 7 days. We don't want to leave it open-ended, right? Would it be okay if we got together? Then you're just going to go back and forth trying to pick a time. So, but almost everybody, unless they're going on vacation, has time one night this week or over the weekend, or one day at lunch or over the weekend, right? And then the last part, it says, would it be okay if we grabbed a coffee? That could say, would it be okay if we got on a call? Would it be okay if we got on a Zoom? Right? So you don't necessarily have to meet them in person. I just found that if at all possible, it's a much, much higher success ratio because they get to feel your vision and feel your passion about what you're doing. And then the bottom's important too. I'd love to catch up and see what you've been up to. You want to leave the thing putting it back on them. I'd love to see what you've been doing anyway. It's almost like maybe a fit or not, but I'd love to catch up anyway. That's the feeling you want to convey when you're reaching out. So something like that. I'm going to email you guys again the scripting that I did that kind of applies to everybody, and I'll send that out. All right, guys, we're a little bit past 9.
We need our contest winner from last week, Brian.
Oh yeah, actually, I got a couple things too. Why don't you close that out, Lisa, and then I got a couple things here too.
Hey, real quick before you say that, I just want everybody to know here that as you're getting responses, okay, don't feel like you have to. If you don't know how to respond to something, please send us the response, and we'll help you respond. If it's, if someone says whatever, and you're not quite sure how to answer it, or you want to answer, maybe in a smoother way or whatever it is, bounce things off. This is what we're here for. My number's up there. It's earlier I texted it, so please send me a text if I don't have your number and we haven't talked before, so I know who you are. And let's tackle this together. I can tell you right now, together we can be a lot stronger and move mountains, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Awesome. Thanks, brother. You want to share the details, Lise?
Yeah. All right. First, so anyone that's within driving distance of like the Worcester area, Massachusetts, Russ and I have a ticket for that social media summit today. So we've opened up our home. We have several people coming to watch the summit, but don't be fooled. There's a trick, and the trick is you have to bring your notebook, your phone, and your list, because we're not just hanging out having fun. It's the weekend before go live, so we're going to be applying the skills that we learned from Eric Worre, Angel Fletcher, 16 people in total, and we're going to be applying them together, working together. So this is like an extended mastermind day, and I can't think of a better way to send Saturday other than being belly to belly with potential prospects, right? So it's going to be lots of fun. So you can message us if you want more details on that. It starts at 1 o'clock, by the way. Chase is singing Mickey Mouse in the background, so hopefully you can hear me. All right, and then our contest for last week was simple. It was from last Saturday until today, whoever enrolled the most customers, and it had to be more than one. So whoever that is, we have a special gift for you. So I'm not sure who enrolled some customers this week.
All right, who enrolled more than one customer this past week? Oh, how many did you do, Chris? 2? Anybody else do more than 2 customers? We can't let Matt win again, because that's cheating when you enroll 600.
They did send a whole bunch more. You saw.
You won last week. All right, looks like Chris. Anybody do more than 2?
You only got confirmation on 1 though.
That means
it sounds like it's still the winner. So guys, we want to reflect on that too, right? If we're all in this business, myself included, and we're not enrolling any customers all week long, we're not really in business. So that's kind of a reality slap in my face that I need to get to work here.
I think I saw 2 other hands go up for 2 customers.
Who
Sherry,
else had 2?
did I see your hand go up for 2 customers?
Well, it would have been 2 customers, but she ended up becoming an associate. So she's an associate, and I got 1 customer because she's her own customer.
Oh, sorry, Chris. That trumps it, man.
Amanda, did your hand go up?
Oh, that's good. Congratulations.
We it kind of the same thing. Like we have people that we explained everything, we showed them, and they were going onto our website to sign up, but we don't have confirmation. So we had customers from the week before, but not. So
it's instant. When a customer signs up, it'll be instant email or text to your phone. So
yeah. All right. Yeah. Sounds like Sherry took the prize this week. What did she win?
All right. So Sherry, drum roll. I had a 1-year subscription to Rank Makers. Congratulations.
Oh wow. That's awesome. That's a huge. That's awesome.
So we'll do it. We have another contest from this Saturday now until next Saturday. So as Brian said, myself included, and we have a lot of people that we've talked to and they're interested, but now we've got to go back and follow up and close that deal. Like sit with them on the phone. We should have done this initially and, make sure they enroll because everyone gets busy. So, this is a business of enrolling customers. So let's make sure that we all work on that this week. And so for whoever enrolls the most customers from today until next Saturday, we'll have another great prize to give away.
Awesome. I love it. So guys, think about this one. I know however long you've known Lisa in your lives, is there any question where she'll be in this business 12 months? Anybody have a question of where she's going to be? Opening up her home, getting that, inviting people in her home, Tex Blitzing, becoming a social media, master. I don't have any question where she's going to be in 12 months, and that's what it takes. She's running a business, and that's the difference. While she's bouncing her kid, crazy kids all over the place. So at least, kudos to you and congratulations for taking that next step into actually running a business. It's awesome. Guys, one thing I want to close out with, again, for those leaders, those of you guys that really want to get to partner and above in the next 12 months, we're getting down to the wire on the GoPro ticket packages. I talked to Kenny Haywood today. They jumped in. I know Eric Reed's jumping in. We jumped in. What we did is we are purchasing packs of 10 for the GoPro Mastery for people in our team, right? Because we know that we're going to bring 100 people to this thing next year. And again, this is really only for people that aspire to be partner and above. If you're running a small business, you just want to make a few $100 a month, that's okay. We're not, it's not for everybody. Partner and above is not for everybody. It's really not. Matter of fact, it's not for most people. But But for those of you that are on here today that want to get to Partner Above in 12 months, I think this is a critical piece, right? If you bring 10 people to the global, right, the global recruiting, GoPro Recruiting Mastery event, where you see people, in the same industry making tens and hundreds of millions of dollars. It's just the best training on the earth. We go every year. I've been 4 years in a row. So anybody here that intends on being Partner and Above, if you want to get information on getting a 10-pack of tickets for you and your team, reach out to me. Let me know. We have a deadline of June at the lower rate. We've negotiated a much, much lower rate for the tickets, but that's ending in June. So if you're serious about getting to Partner and Above, reach out to me, and I'll get you the details on that. So guys, this was a great meeting. It was 35 people this week. I expect to be over 40 next week, right? If we're all growing our businesses, when you sponsor somebody, let them know that Saturday mornings is not an option if they want to be successful, right? If they really want to build this business, as long as they're not working, have them chisel out Saturday mornings at 8, and I promise you guys will have a robust business, 52 weeks from now. All right, guys, so make it a great day. Keep texting. If you haven't hit 30 yet, get those appointments and reach out to any one of us if you need help. Make it a great day, and God bless. We'll see you guys Tuesday night.
All right, thanks a lot. Have a good day.